What's up guys, Matt Fraser here. Welcome to my home gym. I'm going to take you through a tour, show you what equipment I have, what I use the most, and then give you suggestions if you're trying to build out your own space on a budget. As you can see, we have a lot of equipment in a tiny space. This is just, I think it's considered a 2-car garage. I think I'm about 440 square feet, but just one garage door, 440 square feet. When I first bought the equipment, I thought like, oh my God, I have so much space, I'll never fill this up. And then very quickly, I think probably over a year, I outgrew this one. This whole wall is basically like all the cardio equipment. Because we have to use all these different tools in competition, like you can see there's 3 different bikes here, and then our actual road bike and mountain bike are in the house because we don't have space out here, but assault bike, Rogue Echo bike, Concept 2 BIKEERG. I put in a ton of hours on the Concept 2 BIKEERG just because it's low impact, and a lot of that is just like my zone 2 training. It's like I'll just get on there for an hour to 90 minutes. So that's probably the one that I spend the most time on. The Rogue Echo bike is a lot more for like the interval training. You know, I'm hitting 10 to 50 calories at a time and then resting. And then the assault bike is just a staple for competition. The SPUD, I do find it's a good mix. So many of these other cardio tools are very lower body based. So it's kind of nice to mix it up. It's a lot more core and lats than anything. But it's just good to change up, get cardio without just being so quad dominant. The Assault Air Runner, I'd say it's the best non-motorized treadmill based off feel. I'd say it's the one that feels most natural to road running. I put a lot of time in on that. For the weightlifting platform, my old gym at home, I just had 4 sheets of plywood, just regular 3/4 inch. 2 facing this way, 2 facing that way. When I moved down here, this cement floor shook the house a little bit more when I was dropping weights. So I went for the 1 sheet of plywood, or 2 sheets in the center, and then the rubber mats on the side. Pretty simple though. All of my plates are the competition plates. It's kind of just what I like. I like how they bounce, I like how they cycle. And they're just a little bit nicer. I have a Rogue Olympic weightlifting bar, and then I have the Ohio bar, and I have a couple more bars up there, but I do all of my lifting on the Ohio bar. It's durable, it spins well, I like the knurling on it, and it's cheap. I think they're 300 bucks-ish. But I see a lot of people getting caught up in like, oh, I need an Olympic bar for when I'm doing my Olympic weightlifting. If that's your specialty, yes, I'd say the bang is worth the buck. I've hit all of my PRs on an Ohio bar. I think they're the most popular for a reason. They're great. A good selection of kettlebells, you know, from these little guys. I think I have the 53s and the 72s over there, and then I have these monsters over here, but by the layer of dust on there, they don't get pulled out too often. When I was going through and putting in the order for this home gym, I basically ordered anything I had used in the last year when I was in Vermont, and just ordered it. And then the dumbbell selection, I found I was like, all right, I want some 5s, 10s, 15s, 25s. Oh, I use 35s for this, 50s for this. And for like a little bit extra money, I just bought the full kit from 5 pound to 100, and then I have a set of 125s that I'll take for a ride every once in a while, but not too often. I get a lot of questions on the rack for these dumbbells because I think Rogue sells it as a 3-tier system, and everyone always asks, where'd you get the 4-tier? I just bought an extra shelf. I was really excited when I got a bigger space. So for those that don't know, my original home gym was 175 square feet. I think the ceilings were like 5'11" or 6 foot. So I couldn't do anything overhead, any Olympic lifting. I didn't have a pull-up bar or anything like that. So when I had a gym that had like a full 9-foot ceiling, I was really excited to get a proper rig for it. I use this bar quite a bit, but it's still not tall enough to do muscle ups on. And then I think I've used this pull-up bar twice. I was like, oh, it'd be really nice to be able to do two people doing a Metcon at once, but I don't think we've ever done that. For the pull-up bar, I have like the raw metal bar. It's just easier on grip. Kind of nice too, with the wall-mounted rig, to be able to hang a short rope, be able to hang rings. But I mean, you can do that off a squat stand. Like I had rings hanging when my gym ceiling was 5'11", 6 foot. Handstand push-up station, nothing special there. It's just a 3/4 inch plywood bolted onto the wall. I do have the pegboard, but that was mainly just because we need it for competition. It is very low, so whenever I do pegboard climbs here, I just start here, and like if a workout has one pegboard in it, I'll just double the reps and do 2. That works well. All right, this is super cluttered because I've acquired a lot over the years, but spare weight belts, crossover symmetry. I use this, I mean, 3-4 times a week. This is really good. I'd say this is probably like bang for your buck. I think it's like $100, but just a pulley system. You put it over your pull-up bar, you can do your tricep extensions, you can do whatever and buy the accessories for it. Elbow straps for hanging, just doing like ab accessory. Use these all the time. And like if you don't have space or the budget for a full-size GHD, you can roast your abs on this thing. I don't know what you call it, I just call it the yo-yo, but just blowing up the grip like a dip belt. You know, you got the chain, weighted pull-ups, weighted dips, whatever you want. Super good value for the price you're paying. So I got a lot of questions on one of my videos of everyone just referred to it as the hand spinny thing. And I literally couldn't answer it because I didn't know what it was. I don't even know where I found it or how I found it. My buddy sent me the link to one, Fitty, F-I-T-T-Y. I think I have a 12 pounder because I think there was an 8, a 10, and a 12 pounder option. And I thought heavier was better, but I definitely, if I were to do it again, would get the 10 pounder or 8 pounder. It's just for like arm conditioning. It's just 2 giant bearings. And so you can do it like down low, middle burns the shoulders, up head burns something else. But I've used this thing 3 or 4 years and just have never allowed it to go on camera because I thought it was a super valuable tool that I wanted to keep a secret. Kind of like what I was talking about earlier of like so many of the cardio machines are so leg dominant, quad dominant. And so I wanted to have a conditioning tool that targeted the upper body and then was also low impact. And so that, like the workouts I do on that are super easy. I'll do like 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off for 10 rounds. And by round 3, I'm having to like take breaks partway through. Like it burns up your shoulders. This corner is kind of like all the specialty bars that get pulled out. Axle bar, bamboo bar, incredible tool for building any overhead stability. I have a log, I think I've used it twice. I don't know why I got it. I think it was more just to get my hands on it so that if it showed up in competition, I was like a little bit ahead of the curve, you know, trying to iron out some kinks before it showed up when it mattered. PVC, this is actually kind of nice because they put the notches on there that match up to the knurling on the bar. So you're not just grabbing it blindly. It's not a huge difference, but it's a nice feature. And then every gym essential, got the easy curl bar. Biceps, triceps, let's get it. Jump ropes, specialty jump ropes I've acquired over the years. So you got the drag ropes, Jesus Christ. Yeah, the drag ropes, just a lot more arm conditioning, burns up the shoulders, weighted jump ropes. I made these a while back because I wanted to, I found I was having a problem with my grip on super high volume double unders, but you can't really train super high volume double unders without putting that volume on your calves as well. So I found it was giving me some trouble, so I just made So I didn't have to jump and I could just train my grip for like 30 minutes. I have a wide variety of all the different bands. I train power lifts, Olympic lifts, gymnastic stuff. Sometimes to use the bands as resistance, sometimes to use them as assistance. I have a good selection, tried them all. The one that we use at the games, this is the one from the games. I think it's just the Rogue USA vest. I think that's what it's labeled as, but this is the most comfortable one that I've used. It's narrow enough that it's not getting in the way of your arm movement when you're running or doing gymnastics, but it takes the full size plate, so it's good. I have a couple posters. If I'm doing like a 90-minute spin bike workout or super hard intervals or whatever it is, I will take the poster off the wall and put it in front of the bike or rower. You know, it's in those moments where your heart rate is like through the roof, you know, you have self-doubt, all this stuff. I use them as a reminder sometimes, but I think they look good in the gym. They kind of fill the blank wall space, and if you find one that relates to you, it helps remind you when you're focused on other things of why you're in the gym. In my gym, as long as I own my own gym, I will always have a reverse hyper. When I was 18, 19 years old, I broke my L5 in 2 spots, so that was a big recovery back from that. So, you know, hard lesson learned of, you know, having a strong lower back. So I use the reverse hyper all the time, but it does take up a good chunk of space. I see the value in it more as injury prevention. So I use that on a regular basis. GHD, once again, super valuable tool. You can do a lot of different stuff on it. You know, you can do glute ham raises like it's intended for. You can do back extensions, GHD sit-ups, static holds, the whole 9. But once again, it takes up a big footprint in your gym. So, but I find it super useful. I'll always have one in my gym. I think there's some little stuff like, you know, parallettes. Parallette handstand push-ups, because I need them for competition. I do a lot of them. But I find I use the parallettes a lot. Instead of setting up a bar, if I'm doing burpees over a bar, I don't really have enough space to set up a full width bar with weights on, just to do burpees over it, and they'll roll. So I use the parallettes for that a lot, of just the stationary target to jump over. All right, so the one thing that's taking up a bunch of the space in here are the D-balls. These are all different sizes. So like I got a 200 pounder, I think 2 150s, a 100 and a couple 70s. I'm not even sure what size these are. Super good tool. You know, just fairly low impact. It's an incredible workout. You know, it's just that grunt work. Just get work done, keep moving. I liked them a lot in my old gym because they don't take up much space, and you know, they're easy on the floor when you're dropping them. Ab wheel. Everybody that comes in my gym makes fun of me for my ab wheel. It's an incredible tool. Get your ab wheel. If you want to look like an idiot while you're training, but use a great tool, iron neck. There's no cool way to wear this. I just got it and I really, really like it. Little head cushion for doing handstand push-ups. Every gym need an ab mat. Extra weights for one of my weight vests. Went through a phase of doing a ton of grip work. So these are just kind of like different sized grip accessories for doing static holds or whatever you want. Sliders for your feet. I don't even know if these are like meant for exercising, or these are like, you're supposed to put your couch or refrigerator on them to slide them around. I do a ton with these. Super low impact. I don't know if you've caught on to the theme, but I love low impact training. Yeah, and then every gym needs a nice big safe, right? Yeah, so I'm gonna run through the equipment that I use most and I see the most value in, to give you suggestions if you're looking at building out a garage gym or basement gym. Here's a good starting point. All right, so for cardio equipment, I think the best bang for your buck is going to be one of the bikes, either a Rogue Echo bike or Concept 2 BIKEERG, depending on what type of training you're looking at doing. I would suggest if you're doing more interval style training, you know, with built-in rest, harder sprints, I think the Rogue Echo bike is where you want to go. It's about 800 bucks. If you're looking to do more spin class type training, you know, 30 to 60 minute, the Concept 2 BIKEERG is where you want to go, and I think it's about 900. If you're looking for a bar, whether powerlifting or Olympic lifting, just general strength training, I always steer people towards the Ohio bar. I think the value you're getting for the price, it's like 300 bucks. You can get it in any variety of colors. So if you have a color that you need to match the room or whatever you want, Ohio bar's got the option for you. Plates, for bumper plates and change plates, I always suggest the Rogue competition bumpers. I just prefer them. I like how they feel when I'm cycling the barbell. I think they're great quality. You know, I've had all of my plates for years now, and they hold up great. The change plates, I like the rubber coated change plates. They just kind of help keep all the weights on the bar if you're cycling them, but just 10s, 5s, 2.5s. And I always tell people too, like, I'm looking at like a 300-pound weight set plus the change. So you're maxing out your bar at 335. Most of the time when I'm lifting, I'm not going much over that. Maybe when I'm squatting or deadlifting, but then I'll just get an extra set of 45s and you're good to go. Sandbag, I think it's one of the best tools out there, especially for only 90 bucks for a 150-pound bag. You can fill it, empty it whenever you want. If you're moving or going somewhere, the movements you can do with it are endless. They last forever, and they're great on your body for low impact. So for 90 bucks, I think it's hard to go wrong. Pulley system. Once again, great value, huge variety of movements you can do with it. Even if you're doing functional fitness training, I think the pulley system, everyone still likes to, you know, get a good pump session. I think, you know, tricep extensions translate to so much of what we do in CrossFit. I think the pulley system is like 90 or 100 bucks. You can get all the different attachments for it, build it out as much as you want, and it's like you just strap it onto your pull-up bar and you're good to go. Squat rack, I always suggest that people get the attached pull-up bar on their squat rack. If you're limited on space and height, you don't need the wall-mounted rig. I think the standalone squat rack is great. It's what I used for years when I was in Vermont and had super limited space. The Rogue squat rack, you can get it with the pull-up attachment. I suggest getting it with the raw metal bar on it, and it's like 425 bucks. The bench, I recommend the one I use every day. It's just the Rogue utility bench. I think it's the 2.0. 175, 180 bucks. I've had this one for years and it's still good as new. You'll buy one bench, it'll be the bench for the rest of your life. The clock. I have the big wall mounted clock. I recommend anyone just get the home gym version of it. It runs off your phone, so you have your phone on you all the time anyways. It doesn't need a cord. You can take it with you if you're doing a workout in a park or in a parking lot somewhere, and it's like 150 bucks. So that whole kit for the build out of your home gym, I think the total comes to, it's under 3,500 bucks. You don't need to buy it all at once. You know, you can buy the bigger ticket items and then kind of build in the accessories based on what type of training you like to do. But you get that list of equipment and you're gonna be busy for a while.